Welcome to the AutoLust YouTube channel. And if you're new here, I'm currently working on the world's most highly modified BMW SUV and soon to be the world's most powerful ever in existence BMW SUV. If you saw in the last video, we finally got the transmission out and shipped over to Pure Drivetrain Solutions to get a stage 2 1400 horsepower 1200 foot-pound of torque capable of handling, that is, transmission, billet everything. I mean, everything, almost everything that's inside of that transmission that's aluminum will be a billet piece of aluminum now. You know, so a super alloy piece of aluminum. I think it's like 70 something. I'm gonna put it right here. But anyways, so bad news follows me everywhere I go. You know, we got the this will be the 4th time my transmission has been going in, not from Pure, but it's been going inside 3 times over at Hellraiser. So I'm sure this will be the last time that we have to marriage the transmission and engine back together again. It's because Pure is bulletproof. You know, those guys have all the ZF world records. I mean, they known all over the world. But you know, once the transmission got to those guys from Hellraiser, they sent me an email saying they can't fix it because it's too highly damaged. So I'm like, what do I do now? You know, and they told me that they had a core, you know, available, but it was extremely expensive because they only could sell it for what they had in it. So my job was to go find a core to replace the transmission that I already have, since they can't even build that one. You know, thanks Hellraiser. You know, even me getting away from you guys, you still causing me pure hell, literally, you know, pun intended. So I found another transmission. Matter of fact, let me show you the pictures of what my transmission looked like inside, so you know exactly why they can't use the internals in my transmission. Here's the pictures. So yeah, I was lucky enough to find another transmission out of a 7 Series, a 2016 750i with all-wheel drive. I bought it and got it shipped right over to Pure. It should be there this Tuesday or Wednesday, hopefully, so they can put my valve body, my TCM, into the new valve body of those internals. Because even though the transmission case is about the same, I think it has a different transfer case for the 7 Series. So it's shaped a little different on the back, but they don't need the case. They just need the internals, you know. So even after I was sponsored by those guys, you know, I got the transmission sent in, I still had to spend more money buying a totally different transmission for them to build. So it's like, I cannot win whatsoever, you know. But this video does have a silver lining. And the silver lining is, I'm gonna help you guys that do own all-wheel drive BMW SUVs, especially the F15, F16 with the 50i and the F86 and the F85, on how not to destroy your drive line, because you will definitely destroy it. And I'm using these parts right here in front of me. This, which is a billet aluminum oil deflector for the transfer case. A lot of guys don't even know that it's upgrade parts for our transfer cases, because you know, you never hear anybody talking about building them. But this is a detrimental part to the transfer case. It's an oil deflector, and when the clutches go bad in the transfer case, this piece is usually made out of plastic. It melts, you know, and the springs pop all out of them, and it damages the entire transfer case. With this billet aluminum piece, which I'm gonna have a link in the description for all for these parts, but with this billet aluminum piece, everything that once the clutch, if the clutches do wear out, it doesn't melt this piece, and all you have to do is replace the clutch pack, which is a lot easier than replacing the entire transmission, because you don't want to replace this with another plastic piece, because they don't sell the original OEM one and any of the other plastic ones that you can find for your transfer case. It's a cheap plastic piece made of inferior plastic from China. So I'm gonna have the link for this, and it comes with the directions. Easy. I mean, if you have any type of good know-how, I mean, the transfer case is nothing like the transmission. It has, you know, half the parts. It's a lot easier to do. But I'm gonna be putting this in on camera, so if you guys want to swap this out, you'll get a chance to see it get done and how you pop it in, so you can do it at home on your own. And it also comes with, it's a M. I think it's a, what's that, an M10? I mean an M3. Hold on, let me look here. Yeah, M3 by 10 extra little bolt, because they're tiny, you know, so in case you lose one, which they're already like screwed in here just to keep them safe, they give you an extra one. So let me put this up and get over to Dent Pro Tony's. The same guy bought my let me lift this camera up. So the same guy who makes this front drive shaft catch right here, I mean, it feels like it weighs about a pound, if that. You know, it's very light. You know, I'm not good at weighing by hand, but it doesn't weigh anything. Literally, like, I can balance it with one hand, one finger. That's how light it is. It's solid aluminum. It's really thick. And what this does is, on the F15, F16, well, really mainly for the F85, F86. I don't know if the F15 and F16 50i have this problem, but the F85 and F86, X6M and S5, X5M, the front drive shaft, it doesn't have serviceable U-joints. Since those U-joints aren't serviceable, what happens is when they get like dirt in it, sand in it, or just dry out, they kink up, you know, and the drive shaft itself that goes from the transfer case to the front axle isn't very long in itself to go deep inside the hub of the front axle, you know. So what happens is when that kinks up, it snatches it out. It snatches the drive shaft out, and it causes so much damage to the point where it'll make you cry. And yeah, that's how much damage it causes. New transmission, new oil pan, all type of stuff most of the time. And I'm gonna show you some pictures of the type of damage this thing causes when it slips out right here. So what this does is it bolts up from the frame on the transfer case and the front subframe, and the drive shaft goes through it. What that does is when the drive shaft slips out, instead of busting up and catching, you know, busting up everything, making it look like those pictures I just showed you, it catches it and it keeps it contained inside here, you know, and that'll probably only cost you a new drive shaft. You know, because it really messes, I mean, sometimes it breaks the front of the transfer case off. You know, so this is a great thing to have. I might do an installation video on this, but I'm gonna have the link down to the actual installation video of the guy, Dent Pro Tony, the guy who makes this. You know, he also, he makes a longer and serviceable U-joint style front drive shaft for our cars as well. So you don't even have to use this anymore once his new drive shaft is released. But me knowing that I'm racing, you know, this car is going to be a buttload of horsepower, I'm going to want both. So I'm going to install this, and I'm going to install the newer style drive shaft with the serviceable U-joints front and rear on that drive shaft. But again, I'm going to have the link down in the description for Tony's YouTube channel. Everybody, you know, go support Tony. He's a godsend in the BMW community. He the one that made the big brake upgrade for the X5 and X6. I got videos for that. I'm gonna put the links down in the description for those videos so you can see that, and the link to his channel for the installation for that big brake upgrade kit. Not to be confused with BMW's big brake kit with 2 piston. His big brake kit has 6 piston calipers, and you can get it with the matching 4 piston rear as well. You know, so, and the links for where you can buy this stuff is down, is on Tony's channel. You know, so I'm gonna send you over to his channel, and you can look at the installation videos for this and the big brake kit. And for the front and rear, he has installation videos for both. But I will be doing this on camera. You know, installing this into the transfer case, the T case. And I reached out to Pure and I asked them, do they make any upgraded clutches for our transfer case? Because like most of you guys know, there's no like upgrade. This is the first upgrade I've seen for our transfer case, which is the, I think it's the, it should be on here. Yeah, the ATC 45L. But this also fits the 35L. Like if you have a 35i or a 40i transfer case, you know, with the 6-cylinder, straight 6, it also fits. So just make sure, you know, and I'm gonna leave the link down in the description for where you guys can purchase this. It's about, I think $110 for this piece, and it's billet aluminum. So good thing to have. Yeah, but let's get down to the nitty gritty now. Okay, down to the nitty gritty. So as you guys know, you know, the transmission will be fixed. It will be the strongest transmission available in the world for my platform, or pretty much any other BMW platform. This is the highest horsepower and torque handling transmission they have available now, which they will start doing forged, billet aluminum clutch baskets and billet aluminum, I forgot the center drive rod that the basket is, that slides through the basket in the clutches. That will be billet aluminum coming here soon, and that will push the envelope for our transmissions to even higher horsepowers, up to 2,000 horsepower and 15, 16, maybe 1,700 foot-pounds of torque. You know, which is unbelievable. I don't even think it ever been a BMW that made that type of horsepower ever. You know, so. But hopefully on this channel, we gonna do some type of horsepower. Not with Sasha's build, but in the future build, hopefully we can break the world record for the most highest horsepower and highest foot-pound of torque BMW here on the AutoLess channel. But once the transmission is in, you know, I'm going straight to tuning. Matt is all ready. Matt from Cedar Performance. Big shout out to Matt from Cedar Performance. He's tucked away right now, waiting on this transmission to get ready, so we can go ahead and tune it. You know, and I will be getting right on the dyno to tune the transmission and tune the car, you know, but I still got to do 500-mile break-in for the transmission before I get on any dyno and push it in. So I will be driving the car on a daily, lightly, to hurry to accrue those 500 miles. So I don't prematurely wear out the clutches. But the last thing I have 2 more mods, you know, dealing with this build. Everything else I probably do to the car is going to be cosmetic. Well, besides the hood louvers, you know, but that's a surprise, you know, hood louvers. I done already said that I'm looking at some race, I think Race Fab makes it, or Race something. Maybe Race Louvers. I think the company is called Race Louvers. I'm looking at some of their RS Race Louvers that are literally made, you know, they're the same size and shape that I need them to be to go on both sides of the hood, you know, to help with downforce in the front. You know, with lift, you don't want too much lift. You don't want lift at all on the drag strip, and help suck out some of that hot air out of the engine bay. Even though my engine bay is a lot cooler than it has ever been since I have everything titanium wrapped. The cooling mods like the oil cooler valve, 90-degree seat thermostat, you know, and all of that crap. But yeah, so those are the next mods I have to do, is the rear axles and this drive shaft joint, you know, the center bearing. I forgot what the company's called, but I'm gonna do a video on that when I order it and it comes in. But what it does is it takes away the plate in the drive shaft. Like our drive shafts are 2-piece, so it has a lot of plate in the center joint, you know, and that plate, you know, lets it I guess they say gives you a more comfortable ride, but I've read and seen guys that installed it. It's two versions to this what it's made out of, polyurethane drive shaft joint. You got a street and you got a strip. I will be installing the strip, which is the hardest to keep the drive shaft bone straight, so it's no type of drive line loss in the drive shaft, and that'll stop the guibos or the flex disc from wearing out prematurely, also with the drive shaft being bone straight, you know, so I can get more power to the ground, front and rear wheels. So yeah, that's about it right now, gang. You know, it's always some type of, you know, hill to cross or something. Every time I get here, you know, something try to push me back, you know, but it is what it is, you know. I'm enjoying this. It's extremely expensive endeavor, but I'm really enjoying it, you know, and I'm glad you guys are here to see everything, to get to see history in the making. So soon as that transmission comes back from Pure Performance, we're gonna throw it right in and break it in. And maybe, I think on the next video, the next video, we should be installing this oil deflector into the transfer case. And I'll let you guys know if they have any custom clutch options for our transfer case as well. But until then, like, share, subscribe, and Auto Lust out.